All right, now, a lot of people are asking about a lot of the valuable artwork and elsewhere that was inside that cathedral. The fate of those treasures is still unclear. French historian Troy Feay on those relics and where they might be and what damage was done inside the cathedral. Troy, very good to have you.
Thank you.
What do we know of what was taken out prior, fortuitously as it would turn out?
Well, we know that there were some statues that were removed for safekeeping as part of the renovation. We also know that some of the most important relics were also rescued. It appears that the bells are, of course, safe, and the glass as well.
Now, the crown and thorns, said to, and believed by Christians to be worn by Christ at his crucifixion, was that part of some of the valuable relics taken out prior, or was that taken out during the Inferno?
It sounds to me that, first of all, those are kept in a safe sacristy that is normally safe from fire, and that they were then removed. Okay.
Now, obviously, they have to do an assessment of everything that was in there versus what's left there. Do you know the structure itself? I was surprised to learn that the famous wooden benches and so much of that interior that is wood survived just fine. What do you know?
It does appear that a lot of that has survived, and I think that is surprising to many of us who watched the coverage yesterday. And so that is something to be incredibly grateful for.
All right, now, there's been an enormous outpouring of generosity on the part of companies from around the world. I was mentioning Apple in France, of course, L'Oreal, Bernard Arnault, of course, of LVMH, the CEO, the richest French citizen, among the richest on earth, together pledging more than $600 million. When you think of that, and you think of the fact that this renovation effort was about $6 million, obviously that was before the church was largely destroyed. That's an amazing testament to people's concern to make this grand again, huh?
Yeah. What is significant about this site is that this has been a sacred place for not just the 850 years that the cathedral has been there, but it was the site of two prior Christian churches, and even before the Christian era, it was the site of a Roman temple. So for thousands of years, for millions of people, this has been sacred space. Right in front of the cathedral is a plaque in the ground that the French call Point Zero, where all measurements in Paris and across France are taken from in terms of distance. So this is really the heart of Paris. The city grew up around this site, and the holy places were built there for that reason, for something I think that you mentioned on the show yesterday. This made you think of the fact that what we have are moments, right? We have moments in life. Our lives are short, and we build these kind of structures so that when we go into them, we have that experience of awe, of being taken out of ourselves, of seeing something that is bigger and greater than we are. And for people who have the gift of faith, they feel closer to God. But for even secular people, you have this sense that you are in the midst of the grandeur of the human spirit, the human drive for beauty. And that's why this place is so significant. Now this fire becomes another chapter in the 850-year history of this sacred site, and will add to the depths of awe and inspiration that it provides.
That is beautifully said, Troy. I don't think I could say it remotely better. Troy Wright, the French historian, Belmont Abbey College history professor, and so much more. And as the professor pointed out, the goal here is to return it to its grandeur and to remind us in the vagaries and the passing of time that it can go by in a second. And there are other bigger things to consider that transcend those moments. So they are focused on that.